How you going, guys and girls? Luke Lorna from Shilling Entertainment. Anyway, guys, look, I hope everyone's enjoying their day today. Nice, beautiful, sunny day. I think we're starting to get into a bit of spring weather now, which is really nice to see. Yeah, guys, look, I have a couple of things that I really want to talk about and discuss in today's video. I hope to try and make this a bit of a shorter video, but we'll just see how we go. Never usually ends up that way anyway. Anyway, guys, what I really wanted to talk about first is I wanted to talk a little bit about being unique and being your own artist. Be different. Right, there's too many people out there doing the same shit over and over and over and over and over, playing things safe all the time because they know it's a guaranteed, it's a win, right? And you got to get out of that. You got to get out of that mold. You got to break that mold, right? There's too many people doing the same shit over and over. Right, you got to be different and you got to be unique. You're your own unique artist. Be different. Right, start creating some unique and different things that no one's seen before. Don't do the same shit. It's boring. It's repetitive. Right, you're not growing. You're not evolving as an artist. You are stagnant. You're stuck in a rut. Right. Of course, the life that I propose is going to be a lot harder. But what you've got to realise that when in life was anything meant to be easy, right? Life is a brutal son of a bitch. And I know firsthand. This life's broken me more times than once. But by breaking and rebuilding, it's not a bad thing, guys. I at the time, I used to always look at it like it's a fucking humbug. It's a pain in the ass. It's bullshit. It's do you really need to go through this and all that type of stuff? And then you go through life and you think everything's going well, and you're trying to find yourself in the dark, in the mist, and you're trying to figure out who you are, what you represent, what you stand for as an artist. And you go through all these many different tribulations and trials, and you're trying to figure it out. And you get to a point one day where you don't really see it. Like you don't see it, and staring you smack bang in the face over the years of what you are and what you represent. And then I ended up, it ends up breaking you, and then you spend years recovering or rebuilding, and only to realise that the answers were there right in front of you. When you create your best work, that's it. That's the answer. You can't get any bigger or higher than that. And then that's who you are. That's your answer. That's what you represent. That's who you are. And so sometimes you gotta break yourself, guys, in life in order to figure out who you are. And once you find that, right, there's no going back. So, look, and there's a lot of it looks like it's negative, but it's not. There's a lot of positives that come from it. I learned a lot about being humble, and I learned a lot about being patient. And there were two things that I brought up many, many years ago that I talked about, never applied, but never really fully digest or understood what it meant, what the words really mean. And then something like this happens, and then it puts everything into perspective. You start to see things differently, and you start to apply these things, and it's a good thing, guys. It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. So that's what I'm saying in life, there's going to be things that are not going to make sense to people, and that's okay. You've got to do what you have to do as an artist, right? You're going to go through a lot of pain and trauma and tragedy. You're going to lose people, right? You're going to lose a lot of people, and it sucks. It does, but you got to look at the bigger picture. All right, these people obviously can't see the same vision that you can see. Only you can see that vision, and it's not going to make sense it's got to make sense to you, and you got to start doing things for you. And I used to do things for people, and then I realized that I don't need to worry about pleasing people. You got to please yourself, and once you please yourself, then everything will fall into place. Alright, it took me a fucking long time to figure that out. I was always trying to do stuff to please people, right? And you're never happy. You're never filling that void. You're never satisfied, because you're always building and trying to be bigger and better and all this type of shit. And at the end of the day, you've got to do it for yourself. You've really got to do it for yourself, and then everything else will, like I said, will fall into place. And these are things that I've picked up and I've learned. And like I said, it's not going to make sense to a lot of people, but it's got to make sense to you. And you got to be prepared for all these things, guys. Look, I've gone through more pain and tragedy and trauma in my life, but the positive side of things, guys, is you live and you learn, and you get stronger and better. So, I'm rebuilding Luke, and I've rebuilt him, and he's fucking strong now, strong as an ox. I've lost some things along the way, but I also gained some things, some skills. So you got to weigh up the positives with the negatives, guys. You got to weigh up the pros and the cons. All right. Some of the things that I replaced has been a good thing, and then there's times where I'm like, I wish I had the stamina of the old Luke and all that type of shit. But look, it is what it is. I feel like the hard times are beyond me now. It's all about pushing forward. So, and you, like I said, just be prepared for a lot of pain and a lot of tragedy and a lot of trauma, if done correctly. If done correctly. Alright? If done correctly. That's all I'm going to say. On a side note, what I really wanted to talk about and discuss is I want to do a quick shout out to a good friend of mine, Glenn Triggs, who I am a massive fan and a massive supporter of his works over the years. Glenn is a top bloke. He's a really good bloke. He creates quality stuff, and I was watching one of his feature films the other day, and he had a montage scene with a bit of music over it, and it kind of hit me like a bombshell. So it's such a good, beautiful piece of music. And I want to start creating scenes like that, power and meaning behind it.